All right, hey, welcome everybody. So it's a little late, 11:30. We were playing poker here at the house, just for every week we play poker at the house, and but I want to try at least get an hour session in online. So I checked Bet Online, and Bet Online the tables really aren't so great tonight. It's just better when I have more time to actually wait for tables and try and find good tables and there really isn't anything great for the time that I want to be able to play in. So usually, I know it's like around 8 o'clock or even 9 o'clock. There are some good tables, so that's fine. I can go play some Ignition. I want to try and play cash games. Of course, if there's no cash game available, then like last night, I'll play play Zone for about an hour. So let's see. Hopefully, I can get uh, some NL10 cash games going. We'll see. Ignition is not the greatest sites in terms of technicality. Sometimes, and that's why cash games sometimes are completely dead in the site. So it gets stuck at 97, back out and try again. If not, I just go play Zone, and tomorrow night I'll play regular cash games on Bet Online. Doesn't look so good. Let me just shut off. Let me log out and log back in. See if I have any better luck. But I think if I'm not having luck, I'm guessing others aren't having great luck either. I should have still nothing available really here on Bet Online at NL10. I'd like to play two tables. Everything has a waiting list, and I really don't feel like waiting. I mean, this sort of looked like a pretty decent table. This looks like a pretty good table here, but I don't want to have to wait. Since I don't have too much time, only an hour to play. Poker there's so much variance. Only playing an hour at one cash table isn't really the best thing. And now everything just seems grayed out at the cash tables. Yeah, Ignition just has its problems. All right, I'll play Zone NL10 again. We did okay last night, so let's just dive in again tonight and play some more Zone for about an hour. One table, of course. Good thing about the Zone is at least we always have a full table. And we start off with 6-2. And 6-2 will actually be checking. And hey, we got bottom pair. Not going to do much with that, of course. We'll check around. Any bet will fold. And there we go. Oh, I forgot to top up. Yeah, so playing a lot of poker tonight, so I feel pretty good about playing online after being in the poker mindset that I was in while playing. Let me top up here, and now I can fold. And 10-3 will be dumped. 10-4 can be dumped as well. Actually, won a hand tonight with ace high, as I just knew that my buddy, my opponent, he always bluffs crazy, but very small betting on the river, and I knew he literally had nothing in the multi-way pot and called his bluff with ace high. Now let me top up here. All right, 4-3 suited, obviously, we'll be getting rid of. Or checking if given the opportunity, of course. which we do. And now we can fold it up whenever given the opportunity to fold. And I'll fold this. All right. 8-4. Still nothing doing here. One thing I would like to do in this short zone session is not get people to fold so quickly. I think I'm losing value spots by betting too high when I do have a good hand. I'll try and get people to the turn. It's one thing I'd like to work on because I think that's something that is that I'm betting so high that having all the hands that I beat currently fold, and maybe the better hands are sticking around. So it's definitely something I need to work on. I thought I just topped up, didn't I? I guess not. I thought I did. Okay, there it is. Haven't seen a hand yet. All right. Queen Jack from under the gun is a fold for me. Let's see, we got King 2 if we play King 2 in a checking situation. If not, of course, we just fold. And we fold it. Still waiting to play a hand. Let's see, we get Ace 10 suited. So I'm going to 3-bet this if it comes to me because I don't want to flat call it from the small blind playing out of position. But here, actually, I get to raise it. And I got a small stack, $2.29. Curious to see what he does here. He does call it. 4-3-3, not very exciting for me. I am out of position. I am going to put in a bet, though. I don't think he'll connect. He does call it. All right, so now I have to check here, and obviously if he bets, I'll have to fold. I did not expect him to bet, but I mean, he is a weak recreational player, so let's see what he does here. If he bets, of course, I'm going to fold. It doesn't matter. He might have absolutely nothing, but just really not a position to bet here. And really, I was just c-betting, very well he does not connect with a 4-3-3 board, but he could still have a pocket pair, which would have caused him to bet. He's a recreational player. He just might be betting really anything. Let's see, 7-6 suited from middle position would be a fold. But I mean, I don't think it's a terrible spot to c-bet in. Here, of course, we can raise the Ace 3 offsuit from the button. Opening pretty wide from the button, of course. And I also assume he's probably not a smart player. Here we get Jack 6 from the cutoff. Fold it. Obviously he's not it's too smart a player. He's sitting here with he had $2 and change for his stack there. Middle position, Ace 7. I can raise it up. I just hopefully, I see it. I'm out of position, but that's all right. But obviously not a great flop, and we got to play multi-ways. I obviously have 7, but I mean, 7 is not going to really win here. 40 cents into $1.31 though. Donk bet leading into this, but I'm going to call it here with the 7 having the ace. We pick up another 7. So the reason why I called it was just because it was 40 cents into. I was getting pretty good pot odds to continue. So he bets 70 cents here. I don't see a reason to have to raise it here. So I am actually going to call, and we'll see a river, and then I can always raise on the river. And a 9 comes, so now we got a full house. He goes all in, and he could very well have a 9, but there's no way I can fold a full house, obviously, and we'll just hope that he has a 7 and we split it, or we'll see what happens here. It's interesting. So hopefully he doesn't have a 9. If he does, it is what it is. And he has 9, yeah. I mean, you had to assume he probably had a 9 there. So I don't know if I would have gotten him to fold there. Where are we? A small blind. I don't know if I would have been able to really get him to fold in that spot. If I would have raised him on the turn. But, obviously if a 9 doesn't come out there, I'm in great shape. Unfortunately, it made his full house as well as making mine. Here I'm going to actually raise this up. King Jack suited from the big blind. Make it $1.20. Should be able to get a fold here is what I'm really looking for. But he calls, and with the ace being out there, I'm going to put in a c-bet here. Pretty dry board. And I do get the fold on it. Obviously, I made easy representation of aces on that board, especially with a pretty hefty 3-bet, which I did. But yeah, I mean, about the full house, and what can I do? I can't fold it, I can't fold it. I gotta call, and I mean, luckily it wasn't a huge bet because he was all in at that point. And I really don't, you can't fold the full house, and I can't raise it on the turn because the chances of him hitting a full house on the river as well is pretty slim. So I'm going to feel pretty good about my 3 of a kind. So no regrets about that play. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be playing that play, if I'm supposed to be playing that more aggressive in that spot, because I could be vulnerable with it being a paired on the board. If this recorded to drive HUD, which it doesn't, I would probably even maybe post that hand to a forum, but I'm not gonna, there's no good hand history for zone in order to post to a forum to kind of get an idea of, did I play that the correct way or not? Because I'm thinking even too, I have 3 7s. I have an ace kicker as well. I mean, I got to be feeling good in that spot. But obviously 9 comes out, so be it. So I'm going to say that I made the right play there by not raising the turn. And that's just the only thing. Calling, obviously, I have to call. But, the question is, do I raise the turn or do I not raise the turn? I think I made the right play by not raising the turn because my plan ultimately was to raise the river when he bets. The other thing I could have possibly looked at was his stack and said, well, he is short stack. I could make him shove right here. So a lot of factors went into that. So here with the 5s, let's see what kind of bet we get. 45-cent bet, pretty hefty bet to set mine. If it was 30 cents, I would stay. Now, obviously, with $1.20, I'm gonna just get out of here. And 10-9, I could fold as well. Here we get jacks. I'm going to call the jacks and keep worse hands around. So he bets 70 cents. He could, of course, have aces. Um, it's 70 cents into $1.84. I will call this one here. And now a king lands. Let's see if he bets again. If he bets again, I'm going to fold it, because that's going to tell me that he does have the aces. He does, so I can fold this now. He wouldn't have double barreled if he did not have an ace. And this here, I'm actually going to... No, I'll fold it. Ace 5, I will bump up. Nope, I will not. Now we just get top up again. Here we get a 36-cent bet. All right, so Jack 10 suited. This here, I'm going to give it a call. Going to be in a multi-way pot, unfortunately. Oh, it's so many multi-way pots. I got to flop well. I get middle pair. It's the 30 cents into $1.47. I can call this. Maybe hit a 4. So 67 cents into 260. Again, I mean, of course, he could be betting with a queen. He could also be betting a draw as well. And there's 2 draws on the board, so we can call this here as well. And, you know, both these guys could be chasing draws at this point. Now an 8 comes out. He's scared off by the 8, which I think is kind of interesting. I'm actually going to bet it here, and I'm going to bet pot as kind of a bluff. Let's see if I can get a fold off of him, and I do. I think that was a good spot once he checked there to just bet pot. And, you know, if neither one of these guys have an 8, they're going to believe that they've lost that hand. I think that was a good play. It also could be possible that they were both trying for draws and they didn't hit their draws, so. And I might have just had the best hand anyway, even with the 10s. I could fold this up. And the whole reason that I even stayed in that hand here, I'm going to limp behind with the 3s, just hoping to set mine. If there's a reasonable raise, I'll stay in. And of course, this is perfect. So I didn't really have to spend any money at all. Just one big blind, and I could fold up to a bet. So here's the situation now. It's still kind of tough because any other pair can come out here, but obviously 10 cents into 53 cents, I have to call it. It's virtually a check. If a raise comes in, then I can definitely fold. And now you have a 5 come in, and let's see if he checks it here. If he bets minimum, all right, so I'm just going to check behind, and we'll see if I just landed it with my 3s. Yeah, and I did. And again, the whole reason I stayed in that hand, just like the reason I stayed in the previous hand, was just I was getting good odds to call. And obviously this here I can fold. And the Jack 2 I can fold. And this Jack 2 we can fold. And this 4-9 we can fold. check 6-3, of course. And nothing really doing here, but yeah, I'll fold to that. I got nothing happening. Alright, so here I get ace queen. So this is a bet. This is a hand that I will definitely 3-bet if the opportunity comes. Although we got a short stack here. 20 cents. Because he's a short stack, I'm actually not going to 3-bet him here. We'll just call it. Although I guess maybe I should have 3-bet him here just to squeeze and play him in a single pot. So maybe it actually would have been the right play to 3-bet him there for a squeeze. Now we've got this guy here betting the 40 cents. I am in position versus him. So I'm going to call him here. And alright, so now we get the third queen. It'd be beautiful if he bets. So he bets here. I am going to do what I didn't do the last time, and that's going to be raise. And hopefully he has like even just a worse queen. Would be great. He folds it up. And you know, who knows? Maybe that might have been a good spot to raise there. You know, he could have gotten a flush. He could have just because of what just happened on the last hand. I think I was more hesitant, not that I really wanted to raise in that spot. Here we get 8-7 offsuit. I'm going to bump this one up to 40 cents, just because I'm in the button here. But I still wonder if I should have isolated the weaker player in that spot to play a heads-up pot. So here I have an open-ended straight draw, so I'm definitely going to bet. I'm not going to bet huge, so I'll bet 57 cents. Now I'll just take it down. $10-7 I could fold. If he bets here, I'll fold. If not, I'll be raising it up 30. Hopefully fold, so this way then I just get... Alright, well, no matter what, I'm in position. Alright, so I have a nut flush draw here. Let's see what happens here in this. If I can get a good price. 23 cents is... That's a great price for me here. I'm just going to call his bet. I won't raise it here. And now you get a king. So let's see. Now he's going to bet me minimum. I'm not going to raise him since I don't have anything. Let's just call it. And, I don't hit anything here at this point. His betting has been very strange. Obviously, if he bets, I'm going to fold it. And if he checks, I could really bet it. No, alright, so he bets, obviously I'm not. But I mean, he gave me great prices the whole entire time to chase that flush. That obviously there was no way I was going to be folding. I mean, his betting line was very strange. And I could have folded. I could have raised him on his min bet and probably knocked him off the pot, but I think that's something I would do more if I had reads on players. This here we just playing 9-2 offsuit, it's a great hand. I just didn't want to spew money into the pot for no reason at all. Even though I could definitely raise his min bet on the turn. But he's such a, obviously he's probably a passive player. He probably would have folded to that. Betting like that, that's a recreational player move, and he probably would have folded to it, being a passive player. But we don't really know because we don't have stats on players like this. This here I could definitely see bet. He's not going to want to play for it if he doesn't have a flush. They folded up. So I like those web boards because when they check to you, most of the time they're afraid of the flush. Here, of course, we'll raise up the king queen suited. We'll see if I get three bet. It's gonna be an interesting spot if I do get three bet, and it depends on if I'll have position or not. If I don't have position, I'm gonna actually fold it. If there is a three bet scenario, so like this guy with a three bet, I would definitely have stayed in. So I get a flush draw. This is a definitely very interesting spot. With everybody just basically betting 10 cents here, I'm going to be happy to just go along with the plan. And see if I can just get a cheap flush. I'll be happy to. I mean, this is pretty much checking. This is basically what this is. And see, I don't land it. That's fine. You know, I didn't have to invest really much money at all to try and get a flush. And now I could easily fold this. 10-7 will go bye-bye. There's definitely a lot of recreational players at this level. I mean, in zone NL10. That's why I look forward to being able to play some NL10 cash games here at Ignition, because I think they're going to be pretty soft. Much softer than Bet Online will be. I think there'll be some good opportunities. If they're actually full tables. Since I do prefer playing cash games over the zone play. There, get king queen suited this time for the button. This could be a good 3-bet spot. Not a big 3-bet. I would 3-bet 3x. Don't have to. All right, so let's raise it up to 30 cents. I'll have position on callers. And I do get a caller. And this is definitely something like a 3-bet. And we do get the call here. And then he checks off to me again right away, which I think is really interesting. So obviously I'm going to check here too because I don't have anything. And he could bet and I could fold. And he bets $1, and of course I'll fold here. Queen 2, I'll fold it up. Alright, and 6-3, I could actually raise him and try to get the fold here, but I got position on him. I do land the middle pair here. He checks it. I'm just going to, I guess I'll just bet pot. Not betting half pot. And he'll fold it, I'll take it. This 9-8 I'll get rid of. And 8-4 we'll get rid of. And 7-9 we'll get rid of. And here we get ace queen offsuit. Bump this up 30 cents. If he 3-bets, I will call. I'll be in position, so I'll be in a position to call it. He folds. Two, 4, I'll fold. And here I get Queen 10. Queen 10 is not a hand too much in playing unless it's going to be versus small blind. So button raises, and I will definitely be folding this. And 9-6 I can fold. Here I get ace king, which obviously I will be 3-betting. If the opportunity comes along, I'll 3-bet a 3x. Don't have to. Bump it up to 30 cents. Nope, no, 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 no. 30 cents. There you go. That would have been terrible. All right. And obviously, if he three bets me here, of course I'm gonna call him. Doesn't. All right. Jack 6-6 is a perfect C bet situation. He donks into me. I'm actually going to now raise him with that kind of a bet. And I bet he folds. He calls it, so that's interesting. So that means one of two things. He could have a jack, could have a six. He bets into me again. I mean, he's very well. He could just have a jack, but it's such a small bet, 15 cents into $2. I got to see if I can get an ace or a king here. And that queen comes out, so I think we're kind of dead here in this spot. I mean, obviously we're dead. You got to believe he has a jack probably, and I'll fold it up. So such weak betting. I can't fold with with the possibility of getting an ace or a king and possibly having the best hand there. And the raise I think was the right play. Just the point of the raise was just me trying to get him to fold. Of course, not knowing if I have any fold equity, but a lot of times when somebody min bets like that and you raise it up, they tend to fold more times than not. I could have probably made my raise a little bit less because really I should have been able to raise anything and he would have folded. So you could say my raise was a little bit high. The 7x raise was probably a little extreme. Really, a 3x raise probably would have been good enough, and just raise it up to like 30 cents. I think should have been fine to determine what he was doing. So that's something I probably spewed a little more money than I had to in that spot. And just a 30-cent bet probably would have been better. And it doesn't seem like people are very foldy tonight to C bets either. Ace 4. All right, so I'm going to fold it obviously to an onto the gun raise. Here I get 8-8, so I will call a bet or raise it up myself. Getting a lot of different bet sizing going on here tonight too. Absolutely. And hopefully I can land an 8 versus somebody in position. Or just take it. 10-5 is a fold. Here we get ace jack. Ace jack. This is kind of a raise here. It's under the gun. Yeah, I think this is just as a fold in this spot. If it were suited, I would definitely call it. But not being suited versus under the gun raise, I think folding is definitely the right spot there. And 10-5, I can fold. And jack 3, I can definitely fold. That was interesting how that happened. It's like I'm behind or something. Like I'm lagging. 5-5. 5-5. All right, so I'm going to raise it up here. Playing it under the gun, I could be representing a much better hand than I have right now. Hopefully this guy folds and I'd be playing versus these guys. Unfortunately, he doesn't. So now I'm really bound to having to get a 5. And especially now a 3-way pot, there's really not much I can do here. Hopefully land a check and get a 5 on the turn. That doesn't happen. I could very well have the best hand right now at a pair of 5s. But I'm going to check through again. And now it's a very good chance I do have the best hand here. I'm going to check it, and I'm going to call a bet. And I didn't have to, of course. And well, What do you have, a straight? I didn't catch what he had. I guess he had a straight. I didn't catch what he had. Alright, so A7, I'm going to bump it up 40. Did he have a flush? I didn't catch what he had. I'll have to go back to the video and check out the video. I'm not going to be playing Jack 5 suited from small blind. And King Jack here in a spot, I'll raise it up. Obviously, we're going to fold to that. And King 4, we can fold that one. Obviously, we fold to that. And we fold to that. Give me something good. Give me something good. Queen 9 from middle position is an easy fold, especially versus under the gun raise. 3-3 from the small blind. Alright, I'll call the 3. I'll call the 3s. Don't get a 3. Get a pair. This is an interesting spot here. You know, I mean, obviously, I guess it's really not too interesting, actually. A 10 beats me. It's not that interesting. I could fold to a C-bet, and obviously I will. It's not that interesting. I should not even be saying it's interesting because it's not interesting at all. Alright, so I'm actually feeling a little tired. My contact's starting to bug out now. So I was hoping to get a nice little session in here, but I'm really actually not feeling A-game-ish, so I'm going to sit out the next big blind. First I will raise him here. And he does call me. I'm going to put in the half pot C-bet. He calls me again. Maybe I should have C-bet him more. Yeah, I'm definitely not playing well right now. Now I got to check fold. And unfortunately I land nothing here. Well, pair of 5s. I could stop playing now, but I'm going to wait for the big blind. Even though my eyes are getting very heavy all of a sudden. Tomorrow night I'm going to get a nice session in. Nice 2-hour cash game session. Hopefully on Bet Online. If not, here on Ignition, one or the other. And get a good cash game session going. And that's it. So let me see how I finished off. Obviously I know I was down because of that one loss, no matter what I was down. And I definitely did not play my A game. I could tell you that right now. I felt pretty good coming into the session. But I started getting tired really quick. And I don't think I was making optimal decisions. So I'm glad I recorded this and to just see that probably should, maybe not have played tonight. Maybe not have played tonight. Playing so late, starting so late. I just wanted to play a session. But sometimes maybe it's just not not the right thing to do. So let's see. My balance now is 62.61. So I started at 62.40 minus 62.61, which means I was down $4.79 today, so half a buy-in, which pretty much was that one hand. So again, the lesson learned tonight is, you know what? If it's 11:30 at night, there's no reason to try and squeeze a session in. It's okay not to play one night. Sometimes I gotta remember it's okay to take a day off from playing, and that's going to be the lesson learned for this particular session. Is you wake up at 6:20 in the morning and you start to play at this particular time. It's probably not the best idea. But you know what? Could have been worse. Down half a buy-in. Wasn't even down a buy-in, so we'll take it anyway. It's a good lesson. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, and hopefully tomorrow night I'll get to play some cash games. Well, not even hopefully, definitely tomorrow night get to play some cash games and hopefully play some Bet Online cash games. But we'll see what happens. Whatever it is, we'll be good. It's not gonna be zone. It'll definitely be cash games, but we'll see what happens. Thank you.